Greg Souders, the Team America coach, coming up here. Guys, what should we know about Greg for those who might not be familiar with him?
Listen, Greg's a big personality with strong opinions. He's definitely ruffled quite a few feathers over the last year or two in his thoughts on how people should be training jiu-jitsu. Well, you know what? If you disagree with him, this is his opportunity to prove you wrong.
And now, one of the most respected coaches and martial arts theorists in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Responsible, the mastermind behind the Danaher Death Squad, he pioneered the leg lock revolution. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one regarded as one of the greatest minds in our time in grappling. This is the coach from Team New Wave, John Danaher.
If you've been involved in jiu-jitsu in any capacity in the last 20 years, you probably know who this man is. John Danaher, guys, he said it, Michael said it the best, right? One of the top minds in jiu-jitsu of recent memory.
Yeah, probably one of the most influential minds in jiu-jitsu history as well. And dude, he's in rare form this weekend. I got a chance to sit with him yesterday. He is having fun. He feels really locked in and loose.
It's kind of rare to see John, you know, out in the spotlight like this. He very much prefers to let his students kind of get all the attention, but it's great to see both the coaches getting the love that they deserve.
So let's go ahead and find out from Michael who the blue corner's first athlete pick is going to be.
And now you know the modified rule set brought to you by your very own Craig Jones, and this is where it plays out. We go now to our first coach as he makes his first selection. Coach, do you have your first athlete selected?
Yes, sir.
What is his name?
Pat Downey.
Here we go. Team America starts it off by throwing their weight around inside the pit. Would you please welcome a CJI-1 veteran and the NCAA Division I All-American at plus 99 kilograms. First up for Team America's, this is Pat Downey.
Guys, they went with the big boy up first, the wrestler Pat Downey, veteran of CGI-1, of course, took out Luke Rockhold early on in that encounter, ended up losing to Adam Bradley. But the guy's game, he's tough, he's gonna club people, he's gonna move them around.
Yeah, it's awesome to see Pat's back in the pit. I do feel like there's a lot of pressure on him, especially as the first guy out representing the USA. We know he's a patriot. We know this is going to mean a lot to him. Not the first time he's represented his country in high-level competition, but under these circumstances, definitely a very different challenge.
And now we go to the red corner, Coach Danaher. It's time to make your first selection. Do you have your first athlete? What is his name?
Luke Griffith.
Yes, sir. Team New Wave matches it up. This is their athlete also at plus 99 kilograms. He's the 2024 ADCC silver medalist. Please welcome New Wave's Luke Griffith.
So Luke Griffith on the other half of this one. It's the big boy again, plus 99 kilos. This man is an ADCC silver medalist. He's also a three-time IBJJF Nogi World Champ at brown belt. And guys, here's the kicker. He has a phenomenally high submission percentage.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm just absolutely really impressed by the fact that, you know, blind draw, both guys elected to go with the heavyweights first. No saving anything in tank here, right?
Yeah, very interesting. I sort of expected to see some of the middleweights, maybe like the 77, the 88 come out first, but man, this is gonna be a banger straight out the gate.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the tail of tape for this opening bout. Luke Griffith, Pat Downey, both of these guys weighing in a touch above 100 kilos. The younger of the two is the South African Luke Griffith at 24. Pat Downey, a lot more experience in overall grappling, but a lot less in the jiu-jitsu format. And straight away, touch of hands, Luke Griffith sits down and probably to be expected, looking to play that leg lock entry from guard.
Yeah, you might have just missed the first 2 seconds. Literally from the handshake, Luke was already sitting down to guard. And you mentioned it earlier, Josh, about how he has a phenomenally high submission rate. 92% submission rate. That's one of the highest I've ever seen among any professional jiu-jitsu competitor.
Brandon, for a dominant wrestler like Pat Downey, what's he got to do to... Well, I was going to say try and stay on top and pass the card, but he's got to scramble here, and he's given up a seatbelt quickly.
I mean, this is looking bad already. This is one of... We talked about that 92% submission rate. This is one of the places where Luke does his most damage. This rear triangle position, it's locked in.
That's not good. Oh, Downey's out.
What a good entry.
What a great first match we've got here in this quintet format CGI.
So, guys, one thing to be aware of course, is if these matches do go to a draw, both athletes are eliminated, but the match is still scored by our 3 pit-side judges. And should the overall duel be a draw, we're going to get those scores playing a role here.
Listen, so if it keeps going like this, we're not going to get any double eliminations. We're not going to get a draw.
Right now.
And Luke is immediately on it. He's got that shoulder crunch grip. He's going over the back. He could be looking for that triangle again, but Downey's out.
As long as Downey is in the top position, he's going to find a way to try to survive. What he's got to really watch for is while he's standing to pass, while he's opening space under his hips, that's where he's going to be the most vulnerable, just with his own personal game, much less dealing with this animal right here. And he's going right back to that same attack again.
This has been a rough 90 seconds for Pat Downey.
0 for 3.
Managed to pop his hand out here.
Oh,
this is a real one here.
This is just a regular triangle, front triangle. It's not on the back. This is going to be way harder for Downey to slip out of.
Yeah, looking to lock that leg down. He's trying to turn the angle, but this is tight.
That's going to get tighter and tighter.
He's over the
see the
shin
finish
now.
here.
I believe this is it.
I think Pat Downey might go to sleep.
Oh, his head's out of there, though. He's going to live. He's got to watch his arm.
Is compromised.
He's okay. He's okay.
Man, that is the 4th deep submission attack that Luke Rockholder's made in basically less than 3 minutes.
I am dying to see if Luke Griffith can keep up this submission attack rate.
Well, not just in this match, Josh, because this is the thing.
Right. If he wins,
taps out Downey,
he's got to go again.
He's got to go again, and you know, you do have to consider pacing yourself. You've got to go out fast in quintet style. You've got to look for the finish, but you've got to consider that, hey, you get a 90-second break and you're back out at it again.
Here's the thing. We talked about it before in teams matches, right? It takes a certain type of guy to know, hey, I'm going out there until I lose. If I don't run the team on the guy, somebody's going to submit me or we're going to draw and I'm going to be eliminated. You've got to clue yourself in that that's the game you're playing.
We have not seen one significant attack yet from Pat Downey. We haven't really seen any opportunity for him to pass the guard, to put Luke under any kind of pressure, snag hold of anything.
Well, Luke's just done such
easy arm drag.
But you know, that could be part of the strategy, because maybe Greg's like, you know what? Maybe Pat's in a position to take out one of their heavy hitters.
Is a double elimination the best option here for him?
Well, Pat's got to be, you got to think of Pat as one of the stoppers.
Right,
like,
right.
You need, in a quintet team, any kind of team format, each guy kind of occupies a different role. And I think for this team, for Team Americas in this tournament, Pat may be occupying that role of stopper, and so far, so good. If he could take Luke Griffith off the board, that's massive.
You take out a heavyweight with a 90% submission rate, that's kind of a win.
Yeah, I mean, we've got great finishers on the New Wave Warriors team, but Luke is definitely one of the most dangerous. So Pat is, I mean, just luck of the draw, right? Pat is the great guy to take out one of the favorites, but wait, we still got a little over 4 minutes to work, and Luke is still on the attack here.
Again here, and he's going to find his way almost to the back.
I feel like Pat is settling down a little bit now, though. Got that first wind.
You know, look, Downey's NCAA Division I All-American at Iowa State Cyclones, you know, wrestled very heavily at 86 kilos, over 100 career freestyle matches, had a bit of MMA experience as well.
No stranger to high-level competition.
He can grit through this kind of stuff.
And as long as he's in this low position, he's much, much better off. It's going to be way harder to take him off base. Luke is going to have to attack him at the shoulders, which is going to work against the posture of Pat. That's going to make it way easier for him to dig into his experience and find some way to survive.
The one thing that Pat cannot afford to do, though, is kind of make it look like he's really trying to just run out the clock, because our referees have been instructed to be absolutely ruthless with the scoring calls, and rightfully so. We need to see action.
Well, he's got to
start tournament, right?
Yeah, he's got to start harassing the head. He's got to start doing something to take Luke Griffith out of his game where he's making grips kind of freely here.
Well, he's got to be careful when he comes back in that he doesn't let Luke play with these arm drags and these butterfly hooks. He's been getting off balance. It's super easy, and here's another one. This is where he's been making his entries from.
Hands on him, Pat. We got to win the hand fight.
2:55 left in this one. Luke Griffith, he's had several bites at the cherry. He's got another one here, potentially, as he looks to invert over the top.
Going
That
back
triangle
into this
again.
attack.
His legs open, Pat.
Pat on the inside this time, though.
Yeah, Pat's getting a little bit more hip to it now, you know. He's kind of had a chance to sort of identify a couple of patterns that Luke Griffith is using to initiate those attacks.
Time winding down on Luke Griffith. Now the pressure starts to sit in a little bit.
And I'm sure that he would be extremely disappointed to go out after a first round, you know, if there is no submission. So you're right about the pressure, Brandon.
19 years of training for Luke Griffith. Started when he was 5 years old. His father is a black belt as well, and met John Danaher in 2021. Moved over here to train full-time at New Wave.
Hands up. Prepare to move, Pat.
You know, the one
Go.
thing
Put
we
your hand-
you
hands
hear
away.
Greg
Let's
Souders
go.
is now
Your
saying
hands up.
Time.
that
Hands back.
Say it right there. This is your official warning.
Okay, so we've got our
Get
first
another one,
official
then you lose a
warning
point for the
here
team.
for Pat Downey. Next time, it's not just a warning, it's a point deduction, and he gets put in bottom half guard.
right. So he was told
Just
like,
start,
very
step.
clearly that if he doesn't
This is just, ready?
initiate, then that's a point docked against his team.
Oh, Luke draws the ire of the crowd.
I mean, look, he flips the bird to the crowd. They can be upset all you want, but he's not going to win a wrestling match against Pat Downey.
No,
right?
he's not. No, absolutely not. But you know, this is just the thing we have to consider as well, is that every result counts here at CGI because this is a quintet, this is a team grappling duel. And, you know, you're not just fighting for yourself here. It's not just about personal pride or honor. This is about carrying the hopes and dreams of your team in search of that $1 million.
Luke definitely thinking about using that underhook to try to get onto the arm again over there, maybe set up his triangle once again.
Do you
Pat
think...
starting to get the hang of it, though. You see how he works to the inside? Uh-oh, watch out. Back take coming.
Oh, with
Nice.
a minute left, this is a...
Oh, Pat
he's
shakes
gonna
him off, though. Pat finally has grip of the neck there for a second, but
And almost
Luke's
came out in dominant position right there as well. Luke had to save
You
it.
got to love this format because no doubt Luke Griffith has been winning this match on the judges' scorecards. But if he wants to stay in it, he's got to start throwing Hail Marys as well.
Yeah, and just to note that if this is a double elimination, in the case of no submission, both athletes leave the pit. And then that match is scored like 10-9, 10-8, 10-7, you know, MMA style, just like we did at CGI 1. And then that will go towards the overall result of the duel if it is a draw at the end of those matches.
Yeah, we're just going to
So I'd
bank
say
this
Luke
score,
is quite
see if we need it
obviously
later.
winning right now. But
Yeah, obviously.
Well, we're into the final 10 seconds. I think it's going to be probably a judge's decision win for Luke Griffith. We're not actually going to know that or know the level of win that he got in terms of score, but hey, we
double
can make the assumption.
elimination in the first match.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying from Luke Griffith, but I can't help but feel that he's going to be a little disappointed with his performance. But hey, that is a very durable Pat Downey.
So here's the deal, folks. We get a hard 90-second count as we look at some of the replays here.
I mean, it started off as bad as it could start off right there for Pat Downey. He had Luke literally jumping on his neck within the first 15
That was
seconds.
tighter. That was the tightest.
Yeah, it was the opening. Each subsequent triangle attempt was looser and looser. It's like Pat got the hang of it as it went on. You were saying that.
Oh, I wonder if he should have transitioned to the arm a little bit earlier there, but this was 3 or 4 attempts at inverting to the back that Luke Griffith had, and Downey just managed to worm his way out every time.
So both athletes are out, which means
We get
that
2
both
new
coaches will call out 2 brand new competitors.
In our modified rule set here at CJI2, without a submission, we have a draw, and both of our athletes have been eliminated.
So that is a double elimination, and guys, who does that result favor potentially?
I don't think it favors either of them. I think this is still very much just almost like, you know, the starting point. Of course, New Wave have the advantage here. They clearly won that one on the judges' scorecard.
Well, you've just seen the timer expire in the corner. Let's find out who the next pick is.
And now we welcome our next athlete out of the blue corner. He is the top 4 ADCC 2024 at 88 kilograms from Team Americas. Please welcome to the pit, Elijah Dorsey.
Well, so they drop down to 88 kilos, does Team America. Elijah Dorsey, 4th place at ADCC last year. Also a European champion and East Coast Trials champion as well. Formidable guy at 88.
No, listen, Elijah is a workhorse. Yeah, he was, he won the ADCC Trials of 77. He's gone up. He's definitely undersized for the 88, but it doesn't matter because this is in effect an absolute tournament. Weight doesn't really matter. Craig has chosen his athletes based on their skills and what he wants to see from them here at this event.
And now out of the red corner, the 2022 ADCC bronze medalist and the 2024 ADCC silver medalist from Team New Wave, Vagner, Rocha.
You gotta love both teams are trading weight class for weight class right now. The late replacement on Team New Wave, Vagner Rocha, one of the most experienced veterans, maybe the most experienced in the entire competition. 43 years old, has fought almost everybody before, except Elijah Dorsey.
I just thought Elijah Dorsey, but man, Vagner gotta be, you gotta think about him as almost impossible to put out in an 8-minute match. How, same thing kind of for Dorsey, like how do you put either one of these guys out in 8 minutes? They're gonna come out, wrestle, smack heads. I think this is gonna be a rough match, dude.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised to see Vagner out so early in a submission-focused tournament like this. I kind of felt like Vagner was gonna be the guy that you brought out if you had a guy on a hot streak and you needed to take them out.
That was always the thought that people thought, but tail of the tape here, and I've got to correct myself, these guys have fought before. They fought at ADCC 2024. It was a loss for Elijah Dorsey by decision against Vagner, so a chance for redemption here for the man on Team Americas. As you can see, 20 years, the junior of Vagner Rocha. Let's go ahead, get this one started.
Time. Who's ready? Are you ready? You ready? Let's grapple.
All right, here we go. So, brand new match here at CJI 2. New Wave versus the Americas Gorillas. Quick shot from Elijah Dorsey, and you got to think that he wants to get that win back. Like you said, Josh, lost to Vagner at ADCC this time last year. But man, Vagner is a dog. So that guy is one of the toughest veterans in the game.
So here's the thing, right? Elijah knows what to expect. A lot of people know what to expect from Vagner, right? It's going to be heavy clubbing, collar ties, some very, you know, aggressive gripping up in the wrestling.
Don't sleep on his submissions, though.
Oh, for sure.
Vagner is a veteran for a reason, and he's got some really, really nice attacks. He's got a great leg lock game. He's actually got a really, really nice back triangle system. I think he calls it the slot machine. And don't forget, if he gets your back and he has that hand over your face, the Python, oh man, game over.
Yeah, one of the meanest grapplers, arguably. He's a nice guy in real life, but on the mat, he is mean as can be sometimes.
And he's rock solid. Like, he is incredibly physically strong. He has, because he used to do like day laboring. He was a contractor. His grips are insane.
I think it's an interesting choice here by Dorsey to go ahead and pull guard. Look, he knows you're not gonna necessarily just come out and put Vagner down on his back. And if you do manage to get the takedown on Vagner, it's gonna have been through great labor. It's gonna take me 4 or 5 minutes to get something like that done. If I wanna advance in this thing, I have to sub him. Let's go ahead, pull guard, get the party started, and let's see if I can pull something off for my team.
Yeah, Elijah Dorsey was one of the folks Vagner beat on his way to his silver medal last year at ADCC. Took out Jeremy Skinner, Janata's Gracie, of course, then losing in the final to Mika Galvao, who is a teammate tonight. That's the beauty of this competition.
Yeah, they've always been pretty close, actually. There's a kind of connection through the fight sports that goes back a few years. But Vagner, you know, a 4-time ADCC medalist, first winning a bronze medal in 2017, and then getting a silver last year in 2024. This guy's been at it a minute, that's for sure.
Elijah doing a great job so far, utilizing his frames to keep that big, heavy pressure off of him. Vagner reaching back, kind of threatening the toe hold. We might see him turn towards it, but Elijah tying up that wrist on the far side so he can't make that easy turn.
Yeah, Wagner's gonna make Dorsey at least carry a lot of weight here, try and
wrist lock from Dorsey right there. See that? Little wrist lock attack from bottom. That's some Lloyd Irvin stuff right there.
Vagner threatening that toe hold again.
Of course, yeah, he is. Of course, Dorsey, we know that, yeah, of course, he's with Souders right now for the Team Americas, but he's a Lloyd Irvin black belt from white to black through the kids program. He's one of their That amazing team, homegrown right there from Camp Springs, Maryland.
And a really underrated close guard player, too. He's really dangerous right here. So,
Pass that elbow, Dorsey.
gotta watch yourself
Good.
if you're Vagner. Can't get
Hard bite, hard bite.
loose with your game, which is not really a hallmark of Wagner's game. He's gonna play it conservative for sure.
So here's Philly Fresh. He had a bit of a word with John Danaher earlier.
Stay on those, Dorsey. Initiations and threats, Dorsey. Initiations and threats.
Because now it's kind of a coach versus coach thing. The first fight is a random because you don't know who you're going with. And then every fight after that is strategy. And when it comes to strategy, I'm sure he feels confident versus
Put him
anybody.
down.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. John Danaher, when it comes to strategy, absolutely
Hand
feels
bite, stay to
comfortable.
hand bite focus.
But again, Vagner
wrist
having to
lock
defend some wrist lock stuff from the top
Good.
here.
Keep the hand
Cheeky.
fight.
You know, the thing
Good,
is about
Dorsey,
Vagner,
good.
though, I mean, he's stuck on that knee shield. You know, he looked back for the toe a couple times, but he's run into a wall with that half guard right here. He hasn't really made any meaningful attacks so far. And we're at about the halfway point right now in this 8-minute match.
Well, he keeps reaching back
Halfway
to
there,
grab that
Dorsey.
toe hold, hoping that he can get a reaction by Dorsey to straighten out that knee shield, take that shield out of there, give him a chance to go chest to chest, smash him into the
Good,
dirt,
Dorsey,
but
strong
Dorsey
hand
back
fight.
to the feet.
Put the work on
Look
it,
at
buddy.
Wagner's
Halfway
hand in the
there.
throat
Let's win this
immediately.
match.
That's just Vagner right there. Everything he does just has bad intentions behind
Pushing
it.
and snapping,
It's
pushing
not
and
pretty
snapping.
jiu-jitsu, but it is so effective.
Yeah, and he's going to get that head position in as well.
Snap and
Shot
move
of
him, hand
Greg
fight, Dorsey.
Saunders
Don't
in the
stay in
corner
front.
there.
Left,
He's
right,
backing
let's
Dorsey
go.
up against the wall.
He's asking for front headlock.
Oh, he's into the
snaps.
corner here. This is
Now's
the
the time
dangerous
to
spot.
snap.
Every athlete that I talked to yesterday
your
was
wrist
talking
and
about how we have to stay out of the corner. You cannot end up with your back to the corner.
And we
It's a
haven't
death
seen
sentence.
anything really on the pit wall yet. That entire match
Circle,
between
circle.
Luke and Pat Downey was
you
right in the middle of the
back.
mat.
Get him off your
They
head.
touched
Let's
it
go.
briefly right there, but it's
Where do you want to be?
haven't
Dorsey?
seen it
Where
as a
do you want
factor in any of our matches yet.
So Rocha winning the battle of posture there for a long time, hanging very heavy on the head of Dorsey. And Dorsey did a great job surviving some of that top pressure from Wagner. You think about who...
Wagner moves
walking
forward.
up the
Look at
wall.
that.
Good snap down, trying to
And that-
capitalize.
That was kind of interesting because, you know, Dorsey built high because he had to. He would have just gone hips back otherwise. But then you saw Wagner use the underhook, kind of pull him down again, broke his posture as he fell forward.
You know, when you look at who Elijah Dorsey beat at ADCC last year, Dante Leon and JT Torres. That's some big names.
Huge. Yeah, I mean, Dorsey's a breakout star for sure. And it's been great to see him competing in Nogi more and more this year as well. We saw him very recently at AIGA. Of course, you know, we all know that he was a ADCC Trials winner.
Good, Dorsey,
Oh, wow,
good.
good shot on the single.
Back
Wagner
again.
recounters
Put the work
into
in,
the
Dorsey.
four. Coming close to the final 2 minutes here in this bout, and we could be seeing our second double elimination.
But I love seeing Dorsey on a platform like this because, you know, everybody knows who Wagner Hocher is in the world of jiu-jitsu. But I feel like Elijah Dorsey, if he can make a statement right now, then everybody will be talking about his name instead. Oh, they lost the contact
Time.
or something.
I think a tooth.
Is that something? Is that a post that comes out?
Oh, he lost the tooth.
All right, time in. Let's go.
Oh, and Wagner's fighting. He's like, it happens. Wow.
That was the most exciting thing that's happened in the match so far as the tooth fell out. We're like, what's happening? John Donner got it over there in a glass of milk, saving it for him.
There you just got a reminder at the top of your screen of how the teams are shaking out at the moment. The over 99 kilo competitors eliminated in the first match. And this duel's continued at 88 kilos here, about a minute and a half left.
I can't believe I just saw somebody lose a tooth in a grappling match. That's incredible.
I need you in. I need you in.
Oh, looking for the
Get him.
feints here.
Yes.
Here's a
Nice
nice
shot.
shot on the single here.
Oh, Kimura
Watch out
trap
for that Kimura trap.
Dorsey lands in though. That's going to be hard for Wagner to get the extension on the arm, though.
He just missed that hook inside, and Vagner looks to hind leg out.
That's going to play a big factor if it goes into a decision with the team matchup itself.
Yeah, I wasn't going to put you guys on the spot just yet, but we've got to start
Wagner's
thinking about
enjoying
who
it now.
might be ahead on the judges' scorecards in this bout.
It's so close. It is so close. I mean, is that one flash submission attempt right there where he lands in a disadvantageous position really worth it against everything that Dorsey has done? That's the question our judges are going to have to deal with.
Yeah, it was fairly even on the ground for the most part. A couple of little wrist lock attempts from Dorsey, but a lot of heavy top pressure on that knee shield from Vagner.
And then a nice single leg from Dorsey, which is why he had to counter him with that Kimura trap and then end up on the bottom position. So you got to say that if it comes down to that one exchange, Dorsey probably wins that exchange.
Oh, tries the flying jump at the end. But time is going to expire. We go to another double elimination. Elijah Dorsey, Vagner Rocha. Now, they gave it their all, but they stall out. Let's take a look at some of the replays here. And I think we got a shot of Wagner's tooth being ejected from the pit.
See how
From
it
his
happened.
mouth.
Is it a headbutt? Oh, it looks like it's going to be a headbutt here, maybe.
Let's have a look. This was the late shot on the single.
Where he snatched up. See, it was that mercy grip on the hand that kind of left the arm hanging, and then Vagner just dived over the top for that double wrist lock for the Kimura attack. But Dorsey was so smart the way he landed, right?
He played it perfectly, landed clear with the mount, really shut down Wagner's ability to lock him into position so he could rotate around and get the movement that he needed out of the shoulder.
So guys, we've got that hard count on the screen, top right corner for you, 35 seconds. We're gonna go ahead and find out who the next options are gonna be for each of these coaches. And guys, it's really a stalemate so far.
Yeah, 2 double eliminations, and I would argue that there's probably one apiece.
I was just about to say that. I think each team probably got a 10-9.
Well, we've got the lighter guys for the most part still coming, but real superstars waiting in the wings.
Oh, it's almost time before we get our next reveal. I can't wait. And I'm so intrigued to see who they bring out next.
Well, time is up. Let's go ahead and find out who's the next up.
And once again, in our modified quintet format, without a submission recorded, we'll go to the judges' scorecards, and both of our athletes at this point now have been eliminated. And now our next athlete out of the blue corner for Team Americas. A rising star on the verge of breakout status. He is an IBJJF No-Gi Pans champion. In at 66 kilograms, Team Americas, Gavin Corbe.
Well, they go to the well with the first of the brothers, Gavin Corbe at 66 kilos. Pans champion, recently quit to pursue jiu-jitsu full-time. Real firecracker here, guys.
The kid's a stud. He's good in every position. He's good with his guard. He's good with his leg locks. When he gets to a submission, he knows how to put it away. Could be a big moment here for him and for Team Americas.
Yeah, big moment for Gavin Corbe. You know, probably of all the guys on the America squad, he's the least well-known. He is a Pan No-Gi champ, but he's still waiting for that breakout moment, and this could be it.
And now out of the red corner, last year, he went back-to-back. And now he's the 2-time ADCC champion at 88 kilograms. Please welcome tonight competing at 99 kilograms, Team New Wave Giancarlo Bodoni.
Well, we wanted some David and Goliath matchups. This is arguably the first one we're gonna get. 2-time ADCC champion, Giancarlo Bodoni, upper weight class tonight. And boy, is this guy technical. He's aggressive. As you heard in the VT earlier, he can mold his game to almost beat anybody.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Josh. You know, our very first round, look at the draw, we had 2 heavyweights. The next round, we had 2 guys who are representing the team at 88. Now, we have our first match where we've got a guy who is 2 weight classes, or 3 weight classes bigger than his opponents.
Tail the tape for this one. Gavin Corbe, 25 years old, just 29 years old. Giancarlo Bodoni, but you see a coming on for 30 kilo weight difference here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough challenge for Gavin. And just a note about that, if there is a 2 weight difference, a 2 weight classes difference between the 2 guys, and it does go to a draw, double elimination, and the judges, they can only score at a maximum of 10-9. They can't score at a 10-9 or 10-8 or 10-8, 10-7.
Well,
Corbe
Bodoni
already
trying to
getting pushed up against the wall here.
trying to make his weight felt, and he has
Giancarlo
slammed
there.
Corbe to the mat. He's jumping
Giancarlo just ragdolled and bullied him up against the mat there.
right against the pit wall in front of our commentary position here. Bodoni looking to split the legs and get up, get some weight on that foot.
Straight ankle lock. Going a lot of pressure.
Very low on that.
Well,
Giancarlo's looking to come out on the back, though.
That's it. Is he going to give up his back here?
Does he still have that ankle grip?
He does, and I love that Corbe just comes out and goes straight to work. He's in attack mode. He's not playing around.
I didn't really have a choice there, did he? With how Bodoni was treating him early on, but he's doing a good job of off-balancing the larger man here.
Looking to bring his head through. Going to end up in this ham sandwich position, yep. And always on the attack here, doing a nice job. Bodoni clears that inside hook.
Beautiful work rate from Corbe and switching sides there on the legs now. He's attacking the other leg.
Yeah, he's moving Bodoni around, ensuring that he can't get really solid, stable, wide base easily.
Outside Ashy, but he's kind of, looks like he's lost the ankle grip somewhat. Giancarlo's starting to put the smash on a bit now.
Yeah, so the question is going to be, can Corbe get back to his feet if it ends up in a scramble without the leg?
Corbe has done a great job. Oh, this getting close on the heel hook there. Got to be careful once the heel hook slips, that you don't get your back taken from this double outside position. But Downey now scooping in on the opposite side, splitting the legs.
Look at that forward pressure from Bodoni.
He's got the hips elevated. If you get a little chest pressure forward.
Beautiful old school style guard pass there, but Corbe, nice recovery.
So far, so good, though. Corbe holding him off.
Well, this looks
Bodoni
like
switch sides and he's settling down.
Yeah, just about establishing side control here, and it's up against the pit wall as well. Not a nice place to be for Gavin Corbe.
He got the half guard back.
And he's still on his side, important.
I was kind of surprised to see such a strong start from Bodoni. He's not known for it. He's a very methodical kind of grappler. You know, he's much prefers to kind of take his time and dismantle his opponents.
That was a bit more of a bully tactic, wasn't it?
It was, but hey, he understands the pressure that his team is under. He's got 8 minutes to work. 2 of his guys have already gone out via double elimination. He probably doesn't want to waste time.
Put your back down.
Oh, looking to jump to the back now. Does a good job with the seatbelt. He's got one hook, trying to find that second. Body triangle here as well.
This is going to be tough for Corbe now. This is one of Giancarlo's absolute best finishing positions. He's got that body triangle locked in with the foot hook behind the leg.
Well, taking a look up at the screen, actually, to check out some of the grips here. He's hand fighting. We've seen this man on the backs of some of the best grapplers in the world, and he's not failed to put them away. 40 submissions out of 69 professional wins for him, a near 60% finish rate, and he might be notching up another one here.
Well, you got to think about the difference in squeeze potential, too, right here. Whereas Bodoni maybe doesn't get a perfect look at a rear naked choke in his own weight class. Maybe that doesn't get the job done. But right here, where you can take out a... Oh, my God, a lot of pressure.
He gets the tap. Giancarlo Bodoni with the first submission of CJI 2.
324 by a rear naked choke. Wow, you said about the size difference and about the power. I mean, a 66 guy, yeah, maybe he could grit his teeth and eat a rear naked sometimes from a guy his own size, but 30 kilos bigger, that's tough.
Yeah, moving on for near 70 pounds heavier. There's a quick look at the finish.
And we have a winner by submission. The rear naked choke comes in 4 minutes, 36 seconds. Again, recording the submission team, New Wave, Giancarlo Bodoni.
So Bodoni gets the win there, and that hard count is on the screen. He's going to get 90 seconds to rest. It is moving away very, very quickly from him. Of course, Greg Silder's only got 30 seconds to deliver his next pick. Let's go ahead and find out who that is right now.
Greg doesn't have a lot of choices left.
No, he doesn't.
It's either DeAndre or Taylor.
And I think he's probably going to wait and send Corbe out last. That's his dog. That's his boy.
Well, Taylor Pearman, a bit of a wild card on Team Americas. He is, of course, hailing from the UK. Let's see if he is the solution here.
I mean, if you want to send somebody out of equal size, it's obviously got to be Pearman.
With the submission, Bodoni stays. And now, coming out to the pit, fighting out of the blue corner from Team Americas, the 2024 ADCC Trials winner at 99 kilograms. He is the wild card pick for the team. Please welcome Taylor Pearman.
Yeah, I kind of felt it had to be Taylor, to be honest with you. I didn't think that Gavin was going to risk putting in another undersized guy against Giancarlo Bodoni.
So Taylor Pearman, he did, of course, win ADCC European Trials last year before. Absolute breakout performance for him, 6 submissions there. He also has a lot of experience in the teams format via Polaris squads.
Yeah, Taylor's a finisher, man. Do not sleep on it. You know, but the only caveat to that is it is no secret that his leg locks are the threat, and Giancarlo is going to know that.
Tail the tape for this matchup. Again, Giancarlo Bodoni, 93 kilos. Taylor Pearman, technically the same weight class as him for the purpose of the competition, but a bit undersized there at 82 kilos, hailing from Essex in the UK. Certainly one of the toughest opponents he has faced to date, but he's going to be game for the challenge.
You ready?
Of course, Bodoni not having to really expend all that much energy in that last bout. But guys, Taylor was one of the guys who was very outspoken in saying we want the opportunity to surprise people, to get some viral moments, and to shock people. This would really do it.
I mean, if he takes out two-time ADCC champion Giancarlo Bodoni, absolutely, that is a viral moment right there. But Taylor is interesting, you know, that he is representing. Nice backstep.
Oh, he's in.
Backstep.
He's in.
Nice, clear to knee line, it's Giancarlo. But hey, Taylor's all the way up representing Team USA at 99, but he only weighed in at 82.3 kilograms. Very undersized when you compare him against Giancarlo, who weighed in at right around 93.9 kilos. So there's a big weight difference, about 11 kilos between these guys. That is about 25 pounds, maybe more.
And notice the immediate change of tact from Bodoni here. He had to defend the one leg entry from Taylor's top position. He's now said, you know what, I want to be on top for this one now. Through the first minute or so, a little bit of a cagier start here from Bodoni.
Pearman already thinking about scoop grip on the far side. He's going to try to open up the underhook on either the arm or the leg so that he can get over there onto a Choi bar game or maybe enter into a knee bar leg lock situation on that far side.
And just a note about why the British grappler Taylor Pearman is representing the American Misfits, aka the Gorillas. He was actually the runner-up at the CJI trials that were held there in London to determine the European team, losing to Paul Ardia in a kind of a little bit of a controversial result there with a last-minute rule change and an overtime. And the CJI founders, they were like, hey, listen, Taylor, he kind of deserves his shot.
Another entry here.
And I think it's a good move getting him in as a wild card on this USA team, or America's team, I should say.
Well, Bodoni has dealt perfectly with the 2-leg entries so far. Hasn't really found himself in any kind of danger.
What I'm looking forward to seeing is can Pearman keep getting these entries as the match goes on?
Yeah, Giancarlo's starting to settle
weight
down.
bears.
Yeah, he's starting to settle his weight down. He's making it a lot more difficult for Taylor to get underneath right now.
Well, he's not giving him a way to move his body weight. You see those heavy hips, that forward chest, perfect posture from the passing positions.
I mean, guys, let's consider the best case scenario for Taylor Pearman, and he submits two-time ADCC world champion. He runs into either Dorian Olivares or Mika Galvao.
Well, that's all like what if right now, because he's got a heavy task in front of him. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I feel like Taylor he's got to start working those scoop grips and get around to the other side. You can tell that's the game that he's favoring. He's got to find a way to get in there and create some off balance.
What's also interesting to consider is that if this doesn't end his submission, Giancarlo's out.
Oh, false sweep.
False sweep there. Giancarlo's doing a good job of killing that top leg, but
it's through though. Looking for his Woj lock. Oh, that
just
powerful.
What I was going to say was that if Taylor can take out Giancarlo via double elimination, that puts Americas under a lot of pressure, because then DeAndre has to kind of consider that he's going to go up against Dorian or Mika and would have to take out both to win.
Yeah, heavy task ahead of them. It was a good attempt from Taylor Pearman here. You got a shot a minute ago of the locker room of Team New Wave looking on
Oh, looking for his...
Not the first time we've seen
just about to
Giancarlo
say.
look for that corkscrew. You know, he did that against actually somebody that Taylor trains with, Owen O'Flanagan at ADCC 2022.
Oh, he's looking on that arm.
Got the
Just
dub
a
with
little
it.
bit loose.
Yeah, I think Giancarlo is, he's got the answers to Taylor's leg lock game, of course.
There's been a lot of activity in this match thus far. We're through just about the halfway point now.
The key thing is, I think, for Taylor, if I was kind of in his position or if I was his coach, is like the leg lock entries. There is another one looking again for that false sweep. Giancarlo doing a good job backstepping out of it over that bottom leg. But Taylor is going in on those legs. It might be worth kind of trying to get underneath Giancarlo a little bit more, upset his base, disrupt his posture a little bit before jumping straight on the leg, because I mean, just look at that sprawled out posture right there.
He's so heavy, so heavy. He's making it basically impossible to create any kind of off balance, which makes it impossible to create any kind of good, like viable entry that could lead you to a submission. So Giancarlo dropping those hips, opening that chest up, making Pearman's life basically miserable.
Yeah,
He's
Pearman's
carrying a lot of weight there.
He's trying to open his knee line back up a little bit, stop the crush, but Bodoni's so wide, so heavy here, and good work from Pearman for guard retention.
But Giancarlo hasn't even come close to finding an opening right now.
That's true.
You know? He's on top. He's putting on a lot of pressure, but everywhere he goes, like Taylor's putting a leg back in the way. He's very disciplined with his frames, his cage, so to speak. You know, he's not overextending, he's not overreaching,
And he doesn't have to. All he needs to do is get Pearman off the board.
but he's back in on that false sweep again, and this is actually pretty good. This is good.
Yeah, he's forcing a very active defense from Bodoni here. and
Oh,
he's got
that's
a rip
heavy.
here.
That's heavy.
He's on it. Taylor Pearman.
Oh, I thought he tapped. Pearman let it go. Oh, that's very controversial. Pearman lets it go. He thought he tapped. Souders in the corner thinks he taps. The crowd thinks he tapped.
I don't think we saw it.
Let's take a look back at the replay here. So here's the
Giancarlo would not flash tap like that. Let's see it, though.
and Pearman.
Oh, that looks like a tap.
That looks like a tap.
That looks like a tap.
Taylor Pearman not sure what to do here.
Ooh, guys.
Controversy early on.
Oh, my.
I mean, there's a difference between a hand flap. If a tap is usually multiple taps, and Taylor,
Yo, but you can't take that. You can't take that risk if you're Bodoni. In a moment like this, the heel hook's on. All this is on the line. You can't take that risk. You gotta. I mean, you can't just reach out there and be haphazard with your hands.
absolutely not.
Pearman's fired up.
Maybe let go a little bit early.
Dude.
Guys, we are going to try and work out.
Sideline official saying.
Oh, okay.
Oh my!
Wow.
We're getting word here.
we're
We're
gonna get- let's-
getting word here that our sideline officials have made
Let's
the
have a look
executive
one more
decision
time back at the replay
that
here.
it was a tap, intentional or not, that he
So
signaled
big,
defeat.
Big bridge from Pearman, lateral pressure in the knee. And Bodoni, he go, watch the hand go up, and one tap on the
I mean,
leg.
Giancarlo is disputing it. He is very unhappy with that, but our referees have made the decision.
Oh, wow. Well, that's it. That's it, you know. Controversy early here.
And he tapped twice. If you saw, he tapped once to the thigh and
Well,
again on the
the first
calf.
looked a lot more like he was trying to move the leg. The second, though.
Here's what makes it tough is watch Bodoni's reaction in his face, though. He doesn't react like a guy who's tapping.
No, he does not.
You know?
But it's official.
Well, guys, we got to go ahead and make this official. Let's go ahead. Michael C. Williams has the referee's determination.
Technical submission, I guess you can call that.
Yeah, guys, so we're just getting things situated here, obviously. There's got to be a bit of communication running around the pit here to make this one happen. The hard count's already on the screen for Taylor
That's a
Pearman.
rough go for Team New Wave now, because that now puts this match even. Augusta got
does.
2 double eliminations, and we would say potentially two judges'
submissions.
decisions each way, and then a submission apiece.
Yeah.
Very, very controversial scenes here. But hey, we're expecting chaos. We weren't quite maybe expecting this.
Yeah, you know what? In my interview with Downey yesterday,
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the pit,
chaos.
the sideline official made the call, the tap to the heel hook. The winner, Team America's Taylor Pearman.
Well, the crowd are in agreement here. They like the decision, guys.
I mean, they saw the tap as well, or at least what looked like the tap. And Giancarlo is protesting. He's doing his absolute best.
He can't
I would
now.
put an
It's
asterisk.
done.
I would put an asterisk next to that result on his record for sure. But hey, the judges and the referees made the call. We gotta go with it.
Yeah,
No
we do.
asterisks tonight, baby. There's no asterisks
right.
tonight, and tonight's when it counts.
So one
Team America back in the game.
One last look back at the replay here, and that was the tap.
What are you gonna
From Bodoni.
do?
Oh, it's tough. And Taylor Pearman, to his credit, he sold it. He definitely sold that. 50
Well, he believed
seconds.
it.
Yeah, he did. 50 seconds left. One more replay for you.
Look, there's no reason for him to. Oh man, that was the best angle.
That was
looked
the
like a
best
tap.
angle.
There's no reason for him to let go. He had the pressure still. Why would he have let go if he didn't think it was a tap?
Well, 30 seconds on. John Danaher has got to send out either Pato or Mika, sorry, not Pato, Dorian Olivares or Mika Galvao.
Oh, and now how the tables have turned. Taylor's the big man now.
And we're saying we got 2 judges' decisions and 2 submissions. One apiece. So it all comes down to this
Final
now.
10 seconds. The crowd are waiting with bated breath. What is John Danaher going to do? Taylor Pearman's got a tough match either way.
Coach Danaher has made his decision. Now, making his way to the pit out of the red corner, the 2023 ADC Trials winner, the IBJJF Nogi World Champion, competing at 66 kilograms. Team New Waves, Dorian Olivares.
So John Danaher saves his wild card in Mika Galvao for a possible last match. But it's going to be Dorian Olivares coming out to face Taylor Pearman. Guys, ADCC Trials winner. He's got a Nogi World Championship win at brown belt as well. Real heavy wrestling background to him.
Oh, Dorian's a stud. He's an absolute animal. Work rate like you've never seen before. Does not know the word stop. Just never takes a step backwards. He is go, go, go. And you know, he's young. He's 19 years of age. Just got his black belt. But man, such a hungry veteran.
Teletape for this one. Dorian Olivares, just 19 years old, but a lot of grappling experience. Pretty high submission rate as well, taking on Taylor Pearman. He's got the weight advantage, but he has, of course, just been through the ringer a bit, defending the top pressure of Giancarlo Bodoni. Let's see if he can cause an upset once more.
Taylor looks fresh. Yeah, he's got that first go out
he's
as
got
well.
adrenaline
You know?
going, right?
He's warm. He's warm. He's going up against a cold Dorian Olivares. You know, that's actually something
You ready?
I think
You ready?
you're always better
All right,
in your
let's go.
second round in training or competition, right? So
And he wisely pulls guard early here.
yeah, you're not taking Dorian down, but look at the difference in passing style. Dorian's all about that long range, outside passing, side to side,
Chain
non-stop
passing.
movement.
Never stops. He never stops.
Olivares, a fairly newly minted black belt, January of this year under John Danaher.
And his father, Mike Olivares, let's not forget, because Mike has been training Dorian since a very young age to be a very well-rounded combat athlete. He's a wrestling champion. He's got aspirations to be a professional MMA fighter, and we see him here in one of the very best high-profile grappling tournaments in the world. Not the first time we've seen Dorian. You know, he won the ADCC trials. We saw him in AIGA this year. He's one of the best, and he's this brand new generation coming through from the American scene who's just ready to become a superstar.
He is. He looks stacked at 66 as well.
Oh, he's a bulldog.
Looking to get some leg work going over the top here. He's got that folk-style wrestling background. Took first place at the USA Folk-Style Nationals a couple of years ago.
You know, the hardest thing that I think for Taylor in this match is making a meaningful grip on Dorian.
I think you're right, and just dealing with the non-stop. It's not the same kind of pressure that Bodoni gave. This is the kind of pressure that pushes your cardio.
Yeah,
Forces you to dig deep.
he's going to play 8 minutes of guard retention, basically.
Yeah,
And for a lot of guys, that's unsustainable.
But all he's got to do is get him off the board.
Look how
Double
quick Dorian
elimination.
changes directions.
Uh-oh.
Look how quick he changes directions again. And he's over the knee line, getting
for long.
closer and closer.
He's trying to work almost into a body lock grip there, but
Taylor being the bigger athlete, able to shove him out of that chest-to-chest position momentarily.
oh, working over the omoplata.
Go. But also, straight on lock.
Taylor Pearman going face down here. Taylor Pearman looking to roll through. Oh, there it scrambles. Wow.
That's a good look for Taylor right there. Dorian's going to have to stay disciplined on top.
And Taylor's showing that if he comes into that close range,
I mean,
we got a rubber guard waiting
it
for
puts
him
him
right
up on
there.
the
Here it is
scorecards
again.
early here. Take a look at the replay in the corner of your screen,
Check
folks.
out how he hooked that back foot with that carney hook to secure the position, went belly down, changed the angle, a lot of pressure on that arm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he took a pop on that one. But look
Wow,
at that
he's-
chest to chest now.
Yeah,
There's a lot of pressure. Dorian's kind of slowing it down a little bit. But let's think about as well the absolute factor. Because Dorian, before he joined New Wave, actually had a match against and beat Luke Griffith.
Yeah, ADCC Open
Luke
2024.
Griffith, the gigantic South African. So Dorian's got no problem in facing guys bigger than him.
No problem facing him, but he didn't put Luke away in that match, and that would be a huge factor out here. Double elimination. This is sub or go home. Well, or go to the locker room.
Well, I mean, if this match, I mean, this is a lot of scrambling passing, which is certainly going to tire Pearman out. But, you know, if this match goes through, we're looking at a decider between Mika Galvao and DeAndre Corbe.
Which
Well, let's see.
Greg called in our interview yesterday. He said, that's the matchup that's going to decide everything for us. And it very well could go down exactly the way the American prophet prophesied.
Dorian getting a little bit closer to clearing those legs. You know, Dorian has an amazing submission attack game, but it is basically all head and neck based. He's got an amazing series of attacks from the front headlock.
Watch out.
You don't want to let him get a squeeze of that, but Taylor's doing right by keeping him long distance.
Every time Dorian has gotten close, he's met with either an attack or a good knee lever off balance. So he's been able to keep Dorian off of any kind of like actual submission threat positions.
We just crossed the halfway point here in this matchup. This team duel, this is the first one of the night. We've got three more coming your way.
North-south now for Dorian. This is good. He's got great north-south chokes. He's got great head and arm chokes. And if he can make him turtle, he's got great front headlock chokes.
And it was the cumulative work in the passing for Dorian that got that done.
Like we were saying, he breaks
That
them.
much
He
movement.
breaks them through just constant movement, constant forward pressure. And guys just, it's hard work keeping a guard like that for 8 minutes solid.
Well, he's setting up perhaps a transition to a north-south here. He's trying
Don't
to
turtle on him, Taylor.
work his way around that arm.
Oh, you heard Greg actually say, don't turtle on him. I think that is incredibly
fast.
good
Taylor,
advice.
back to the mat, good. Back to the mat.
There you go. He's saying, put your back on the mat. Don't give back exposure. Don't.
Back to the mat. Turn to him. Turn to him hard.
Well, listen,
Don't turn
Taylor
away.
can't get called for stalling from bottom side control.
No, you would hope not.
The onus is on
Taylor.
Dorian to keep attacking from here.
Put your elbow to the mat.
He's gonna
Oh,
look
well,
out
this
for
is
the
interesting.
Kimura,
He's
though.
working his way up to Kimura here.
Dorian's got a great
Don't let him
Kimura too.
connect.
Yeah, just a reminder, there's the summary of the teams at the top there, and you can see Olivares, Galvao still available.
Elbow to the mat.
Of course,
Taylor.
Corbe waiting in the wings for Americas.
I love the way that Dorian is not allowing Taylor
Elbow
to
to the
turn
mat.
towards
Oh,
him.
he's behind that
Keep him up.
tricep so
Put your
tight.
back on the mat. Stay flat.
2:30 left on the clock here.
And those chain attacks are kind of coming in. You see he threatens the arm, the Kimura. He's looking at the north-south.
Elbows down.
He'll look for the head and arm, the katakatami. There's the north-south look.
Back to the mat, Taylor.
You know, one thing you've definitely got to give credit to Taylor Pearman for is he's listening so well to the bellowing voice of Greg Solders.
He spent a month training at Standard with Greg Souders and the crew there, which I think was a real smart move because, you know, team unity is a major factor. You know, you don't want to just bring a guy in who's going to do his own thing. You want a guy who's coachable, who listens, and who does what's right for the team, not just for himself.
So, Brandon, look, this has been a lot of top control for Dorian here, and he's not been able to find an opening. What does he do from here? Does he change tack? Does he keep trying to just cook him from this position? What's the move for him here?
Well, I mean, he wants his north-south position, but Taylor's doing such a good job of keeping his wrists, keeping his forearms up there and protecting his neck. You can see Dorian already now thinking about changing strategies. He goes to the knee on belly. He's got that upper body control. Maybe he's hoping to potentially expose an arm triangle, but with only 1:15 left, that's going to be a hard proposition. He might be able to turn this underhook into an arm triangle, katakatami / back take attempt here.
Walking that hand up. That connection with the mat so strong.
Yeah, but check out that frame on the bottom position from Taylor. That's going to pretty much eliminate the threat of the arm triangle itself, but it could force a back exposure, and I think that's Dorian's best shot at this point.
Doesn't have longer work on it, and Taylor is just in pure survival mode right here.
50 seconds
And I think
left.
that's smart, because why waste energy in trying to escape and potentially going into a worse position when if he can just hang on, he can take out one of the new wave heavy hitters in Dorian Olivares.
Oh, and it looks like he's got back to guard here.
Dorian just gives up position. That's very curious.
Well, he knew, look, I'm running out of time. I got to create some movement,
Yeah,
and here he
jump on a
goes.
leg here.
First time I've ever seen Dorian go for a leg attack.
He's trying.
There's another. Going to be hard
15,
to catch
yeah,
a slippery Taylor Pearman at this point.
15 seconds left. He has probably done enough to take it on the judges' scorecards for that dominant top pressure, but 5 seconds left. Taylor Pearman hanging on here.
It's all going to come down to the last match, boys.
Yes,
We're going to get
it is
Corbe
double
versus Giancarlo.
elimination.
That was not the walkover that people were expecting.
Absolutely
A lot
not.
of people thought that the #1 seed against the #8 seed was going to be a blowout. Not at all.
Right, 90 count on the clock. Let's take a look back at the replays of some of the action from that match. We already know what the final bout is going to be.
It was really all about the side-to-side movement and the cardio pressure. And then this was a big moment. And man, you got to wonder if this, when they do score this,
Yeah, it's
that was
tough.
like the most significant moment,
by
right?
far and away.
Listen, Dorian had plenty of time in top position, great control, but no real significant attacks in that position, whereas Taylor had his arm locked out.
Ladies and
that was
gentlemen, without a
legit threat.
submission, both of our athletes have been eliminated, and your 3 pitside judges will now enter their scores for this individual match.
So that means we move on.
Well, so a look in backstage here, and the last guys getting warmed up there. They know what's coming through here.
Oh yeah, we got the European team already in the backstage area. They're coming up next.
They are against Team Atos. We're going to have a 7 to 9 minute break between these two duels, and then we're going to crack straight on. But we've got one more match coming your way here. It is going to be Mika Galvao and DeAndre Corbe. Let's throw over to Michael C. Williams to introduce these two athletes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in our first team duel in the quarterfinal round, it comes down to both teams with a single athlete remaining. We introduce to the pit first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is the IBJJF No-Gi Pants champion, an ADCC trials winner. He is the elder brother, competing at 77 kilograms, Team America's DeAndre Corbe.
Well, DeAndre Corbe at 29 years old. No stranger to big money matches, already took home 100K at a domestic event in the US not that long ago. Of course, an ADCC trials winner. He's got a fantastically high submission rate as well. And as you said, Hal, you know, this is the guy who his coach put the money on him to seal this one out.
Yeah, he held him back for a reason. Greg's wanted to see DeAndre versus Mika, and we're going to see it right now.
And now we welcome to the red corner, the IBJJF Grand Slam winner in 2024, the ADCC champion at 77 kilograms in 2024. Tonight, at 77 kilograms, he's the wild card for Team New Wave. Please welcome Mika Galvao.
Well, we welcome Mika Galvao to the CJI pit for the first time. If you've not been watching a lot of competitive jiu-jitsu, I urge you to go back and watch pretty much any of this guy's matches. He's one of the most electric and exciting submission attacking athletes in the game today.
Interesting to see that Melky Galvao is in the corner.
Taylor tape for this one, just 22 years old. Mika Galvao did the Grand Slam last year. He's taking on the slightly older DeAndre Corbe. Everything else is a wash in terms of weight. These guys both at the under 77 kg category. You know, we know Corbe, he's got a good wrestling background. Galvao can wrestle as well, but he'll also throw those crazy flying submissions in from anywhere. 8 minutes on the clock to decide this first team duel.
Both of these athletes are absolutely fearless. They will throw caution to the wind, they will take risk, and they will push to try to find the win for their team.
You know, and both these guys came in right on the limit. 77.65 kilos for Mika Galvao, 76.65 for DeAndre. But look how much bigger Mika looks than DeAndre.
Yeah, looks very, very solid as he sticks a foot sweep in at the side there.
It all comes down to this. If Mika can get the submission, New Wave guarantee victory and will go on in this tournament. If it's a double elimination, then it will go to the judges' scorecards, and we really don't know how it will go.
Yeah, it's going to keep these guys pushing the whole time. But you look at the guys who Mika Galvao has fought, and guys in this tournament as well, it's not just wins, it's wins by submission.
Listen, one thing we have to remember is that if USA do manage to win, if DeAndre wins by submission, or if they get the decision after the end of this, that could be one of the greatest upsets we've ever seen in grappling history.
Oh, Galvao collects the leg. He's going to try and wrestle through on this single. Looked like he got stuffed for a second.
He's trapped up in this high ground game, both the overhooks. For Corbe, he could turn this into a front headlock position, like a submission off of a front headlock pretty easily, or back into a crucifix.
Mika's going for a knee bar.
He's going for a knee bar.
It's almost like a...
It's a Turk. He's controlling the leg. There's not breaking pressure on it, but it's definitely kind of making it a little bit tricky for DeAndre to move right now. But Mika's stuck.
Yeah, tactical grip game from Galvao, trying to find his way out of this.
Okay, now Mika is in a good position to start getting his game going. They're right in front of us up here against the pit wall.
Galvao controlling that offside or outside foot there.
You got to watch for those flash toe hold submissions.
Yeah, Mika has got a 76% submission rate. Mika.
Yeah, over 82 victories, or 82 submissions, should I say, from 108 victories.
And that's just in his recent years as well. That's not even considering the colored belt
the brown
career.
belts.
Yeah, because, you know, don't forget, he's only 21 years of age, and he's already so experienced and has been on the highest level since he was a teenager.
Yeah, got his black belt from his father, July of 2021.
Youngest IBJJF champion in history.
Corbe definitely going to be limited with some of the things he can do from his guard with his head up against the corner of the pit like that.
That was nice elevation.
Yeah, and he's looking to get a grip up around the shoulders here. Look at the
creating
sweep.
off balance.
Trying to get the Sumi going, but good base from Mika. Look how flexible he is, the way he just bases out. It's going to be hard to get a good leg entry going, getting underneath Mika. And the way he switches his feet like that, nice footwork.
Tries the hip switch, ends up back in this double butterfly position. Corbe frame in on the left side, looking to win the grips. It's a real battle over here on the inside, the position we can see on the camera. Who wins that grip becomes the offensive player here, maybe. Galvao looking to get into his body lock. Corbe digs the under.
I'm not sure how much opportunity Mika has had practice on a pit wall. I'm not sure how much opportunity DeAndre has had, but it is a game changer. And getting stuck up against the wall right here is not great.
Galvao slowly inching his way through this guard, now has the body lock. That knee shield is out of there, the butterfly hook is out of there. Corbe really left with just his half guard and the frame from his left elbow to protect him.
Mika steps over.
Oh, and he's slowly inching his way up here.
He sat on the legs, not quite the upper body.
Uh-oh. Nice recovery so far by Corbe, trying to fight Galvao off of his back.
Beautiful work there.
He's going to come up in a leg drag, though. He's going to miss the back.
Yeah, he's looking to ride his way up, and it was good guard
nice
retention
recovery from
Corbe.
DeAndre Corbe.
But this is all positive forward pressure and points on the judges' scorecards for Mika Galvao.
Oh, we're past the halfway mark. And DeAndre...
Yeah, this one's going quick, right?
Yeah, he hasn't just hung in there. You know, he's he showed that he's not an easy target by any means.
Yeah, again, Gavin trying to chase the back. You know, well, he's again looking for a grip here under the arm. We've got to start thinking, if this goes another 3 minutes, you know, this match will be a judge's decision, along with, who we got, Vagner and Elijah, Luke and Pat, and then, of course, Taylor and
we're not accepting.
Dorian. They're the matches that are going to determine the outcome of this one. And
it may come down to that how that Pearman match is scored.
That's the question, right?
Yeah, because it could kind of be scored either way, right? Oh, it may not matter.
Mika right over the top of the arm. He left his leg out there.
What an entry from DeAndre Corbe.
That was Mika overcommitted, looking for that kind of row drag style, looking to snatch the arm. That was a good moment there, but now Mika is really pouring on the pressure.
Well, I think he senses the urgency and that the tempo's got to turn up here.
Watch out for the flying armbar. If they stay on their feet, Mika is a savage with that. It's Mika who pulls now
and backs over to the wall.
Wow. An interesting tactic.
Did not expect that, but he wants DeAndre to come at him. He wants to make meaningful contact. Maybe that was his thinking. I'm going to go up against the wall. DeAndre's going to have to follow.
Do not sleep on the passing of DeAndre Corbe. Do not sleep right here. But it's the arm lock game of Mika Galval. That's the thing that he's most known for, and that's the most dangerous. Mika definitely trying to sneak that arm through. He's very, very dangerous with his closed guard.
His violent arm lock and stuff over the top, just absolutely brutal. But this is for everything here. Minute and 45 seconds. If this match goes to the scorecards, it really is up for grabs.
It's a pick 'em. It really is.
Mika's thinking about this mirror lock here.
Or he switches out for the closed guard armbar. He's so good. Switches sides. Switches sides.
Looking to attack here.
Corbe turns into offense for Corbe, maybe. Mika now switching to the legs.
Wow. Chasing the back was Mika, but doesn't get it.
You need submission bites at this point. It's all about the aggression, racking up the intent to finish the match. Into the final minute here, crowd trying to get behind them.
Mika's got 1 minute to try and get past that guard. DeAndre has to grab something meaningful and try and crank it because he needs a legit submission.
Oh, here we go, Gavin. Oh, loose and he falls off. I can't get over the contrast in the corners. Danaher saying nothing. Saunders is screaming his lungs out.
Well, Melky is the vocal coach in the corner right now. He's coaching Mika in Portuguese. If there's anybody who can talk Mika through this, it is his father. But look at this position. You don't often see Mika get stuck like this.
And that's a deep underhook. If he can free his knee, he can make a turn here.
Let's go.
Something could happen right here at the very end. Look at Mika throwing his leg into a crazy position to save it.
That's some incredible flexibility right there.
And dexterity. He didn't like rip his leg in there. He physically put it there. That was nuts.
Final 10, leg pummeling from Corbe over the top. I think we're going to go to the judges' scorecards.
I never would have thought that we would see this duel go down like that.
Well, we're going to let them connect their thoughts, and anxious folks looking on in the dressing rooms.
I cannot wait to see how this decision goes, because right now, I am in no position to make a prediction on who gets the nod here.
I was just going to ask you that. We've got 4 matches, folks, that went to double elimination. The scores in those matches are the ones that are going to determine who took this. And guys, you've been sort of tracking the whole way along. You think it's kind of down to how was Taylor and Corbe, how was Taylor's match scored against Dorian?
And I think there's some question on the Vagner versus Elijah Dorsey match too.
Yeah.
Because Vagner did get the more meaningful submission attempt with the Kimura, but it was a counter to a takedown that ended with Dorsey in the dominant position. So maybe there's a little leeway on how that one gets scored as well. I could see that being a split.
So just a reminder, folks, we have tremendously experienced judges pit side here. They're all extremely high-level grapplers, competitors, black belts themselves. On top of that, they've been having regular conferences for quite some time, the same as they did last year, studying matches, going through examples, rescoring old matches under the criteria. They're dialed in here. And you've got to figure it is a tough, tough one for them.
Yeah, they know what they're looking at, but even still, that is a very tough. That is one job I do not envy here tonight, is the judge in a duel like that. And now we're getting all 5 members of each team right here in the pit for the official verdict. And Team America's, if I was on that team, I would be feeling pretty good. I'd be feeling pretty good they even got to this point, and it wasn't like a clean sweep or a blowout.
I like that Pat Downey came out in his Moneyberg socks.
Shout out. Big Money B.
Well, Michael C. Williams, I'm guessing at this point, knows. We don't. We're going to find out at the same time as you. Whew, guys, I'm so anxious.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our first team duel here in the quarterfinal round of CJI2, we go the distance. In that first team duel, we had 2 submissions, 1 for each team. All other matches were scored individually at that time by the judges at pit side, and those score cumulative totals are as follows. Your first judge, Justin Flores, scores it 40-36. Your second judge, Jaron Villel, 39-37. Your third judge, Zach Maslany, 39-36. All see it unanimously for the team. Moving on to the semi-final round. Coach Danaher, Team New Wave.
Well, Team New Wave by the skin of their teeth make it through the first opening duel against Team Americas. And guys, give us your gut reaction to those scores.
I'll be honest, the scores are kind of all over the place.
A little bit wider than you thought, maybe?
I mean, one of our judges had 2 10-8 rounds there, which I thought was very interesting. But hey, we knew that it was going to be chaotic. We knew that it was going to be unpredictable here tonight. And I think this sets the tone for this amazing CGI2. This first duel going that way, man, I just can't wait to see what's coming up next.
Well, you know, they say the ball don't lie. You know, was it a tap? Was it not a tap in the Pearman Bodoni match? It worked out so that it didn't matter that much. The ball don't lie.
Well, let's go ahead, and Alex Wendling is with Jim.